Hello everybody, welcome back to some more Hermit Skies. In the last episode, we went to our mining dimension and finally set up an automated wither killer, which has taken us far too long to actually get around to, but that allowed us, with the help of the wither essence from these mystical agriculture crops, plus the nether crops as well to make the soul sand, and those for the wither scales and skulls, allowed us to get enough withering souls so that we can make some nether star cruxes. So we now have 80 nether star seeds growing with crystal growth crystals tier 3s, lily pads of fertility, and an imaginary time block with it. So these things are always growing, and as soon as they do get harvested, eventually, it does have a little bit of a delay in between, but you can see as soon as they do get, harvested, they are getting pretty much straight back up instantly, which is really good. It's getting us a lot of essence. However, I have been using a lot of it because I've needed a lot of EMC recently, a couple billion in fact, and it's really good for EMC plus the emeralds that we've obviously got as well. So basically what I wanted to do in this episode is something that I had mentioned I had planned to do. We're on that similar train again, as we said with the wither killer, but I said I was going to do it, and then I kind of amped it up a little bit too much because, you know us, we go over the top. We've got all these. We've got this going to world height. We do go a little bit over the top. Like this thing has now got draconic, Awakened Draconium underneath it. Yeah, those are all fine. And this thing is full, so that's our third full demonically gargantuan drum full of lava for not really any particular reason. And yeah, we go a little bit over the top because we can, and sometimes that reflects in our FPS, which is mainly these things, which was completely my fault, and I should probably fix that at some point. I said I was going to put it into another dimension, but it's going to take an absolute ton of time. That took like a day worth of time to actually set up this stuff, but nonetheless, getting on to what we're actually doing for this episode. I said a very long time ago that because we have the repeatable quest from Suspicious Quest, which is this thing, we can repeat this over and over again at the cost of 16 neutronium ingots, 3 infinity catalysts, and 6 crystal matrix ingots. So originally, as I was going to do 100 of these, that's 1,600 neutronium ingots, and when we've got that bigger tower, it's not too difficult. 300 infinity catalysts, and 600 crystal matrix ingots. And then I thought to myself, really, this is the only thing that's limiting us because of the lack of EMC value. So I thought maybe we could go to 200. And then I thought 200 is a bit of a weird number. I thought we could go to 500. And then thought we could probably go higher. So the plan is to have 1,000 loot chests. I have everything available for this, so amping that up from 100 to 1,000, that's 10 times, so 16,000 neutronium ingots, 3,000 infinity catalysts, and 6,000 crystal matrix ingots. So in here, with our compacting drawer, we have 16,000, neutronium ingots, and we have 3,001 infinity catalysts, so we have one left over, which is 2.1 billion EMC, and then we have 6,001 crystal matrix ingots, which is even more expensive because, double the amount, and it's not exactly half the amount of EMC. So that has actually gone over the 2.147 billion, I think it would be, because, integer limits and stuff like that. But basically, yeah, we're going to be using all of these today, bar the one. So we have EMC, so we can make more, pretty much. But we are going to be doing that. I'm going to be setting up a separate AE system, probably just over in one of these areas, because I want to have 1,000 loot chests, and I want to see that in our AE system. I think that'll be really interesting to see. And then I want to keep everything that we get separate from everything that we currently have, so we can see what 1,000 loot chests has the possibility of getting you. Now, it depends on our luck, obviously, so it's not exactly going to be 100% representative, but I think it's a good overall. 1,000 is a good number, so you can sort of see percentages almost. And the main thing I'm hoping for, there's not actually much that I'm kind of hoping I get. If we go in here, this was the ones we had originally. Another EPL actually might be interesting to get. I don't really need growth crystals. I guess I can use them for EMC. And then going up to here, this stuff, it just really isn't too useful to us. I guess fusion cores maybe. Awakened Draconium, I don't know if I got the block or I put that in manually myself, but cruxes, they're not really useful to us anymore. I guess chance cubes, and the other things I want is actually Talisman of Repairs, because I want to test if they stack. From what I understand, I looked it up briefly, and someone said that they do stack, but that's like one thing I've ever seen, and I've not seen it officially said anywhere. So we're going to see if we can get that, and then that can help with our armor situation down here. Let's turn our magnet off, where I've got this set up, and it's you know, got all this, and it's quite loud down here, so that's why I've also got my music turned off, but I will turn that on in just a little bit. I've just had a lot of harvesting there, and it does make it sound a bit annoying. So yeah, I'm going to, well, I've got a few things. So we've got a controller already. I'm going to need a drive. I've got 64K things, and we saw them in the chest as well, but I need to make a drive. And the lucky thing as well is I don't think we'll have them, but I have finally also created this thing, which is a setup for, okay, well done, for the seeds, the crystal growth accelerator, and also 7 inscribers, each doing one recipe, because it was just easier. And I also originally messed up something, so I could actually do it to 1, but it's so that they can do multiple at the same time. So if we go to processes, we can create 2 of those. That's fine. It should be fairly quick. They're all upgraded and everything as well, so it shouldn't take too long. There we are. And now we have 1 drive. So I'm going to need some 64K drives. In fact, we'll grab the 4 from here, because I think there's 6 in there now. And then we'll just do this. Apparently I haven't got enough for quartz glass. Let's just do that. So 10 of those should be enough, hopefully. If it isn't, I'm very worried. And then we're going to need a dimensional transceiver, which actually I'll get one that hasn't been really coded with much. And then a crafting. I think I have a spare bunch of crafting terminals. And we shouldn't need anything else. We're not going to need any interface terminals or pattern terminals at all. And then we'll get some cable. I'll get some just smart, fluix, and dense. Shouldn't really need the dense stuff, but we'll have it just in case. So really all that's going to happen here is we're going to have one of you, and then below that we'll just set up the dimensional transceiver so that it's receiving our main power. So that should power up. And then really all it's going to be is this, and then, or actually I guess what I can do is, it's awkward because we're at a half block. That's why it looks awkward. But if we do that, and then I can get some, like, just because it looks very weird, we'll have like a little tower, a little A tower, and then we'll put everything else back into here. And that is going to be what is holding our 1,000 loot chests, which hopefully should be fine. And the reason I've got 10 of these is because of the item types. I'm not 100% sure if they would fit that properly. But something else I'm going to have to do is we are going to have to nab a few things. One is we're going to have to get all the infinity catalysts from here and the crystal matrix ingots, as well as these neutronium ingots. Lucky for us, we should be able to use a cardboard box, as well as a storage bus, and just a random fluix cable, smart cable sort of thing. And we should be able to transfer these over properly without losing. If we lose the all that stuff, I'm going to be very upset. Let's just make sure it's all transferred over properly. There it is. And it's going to look sloppy, but there we are. Those are fine. And then I'm just going to spend a bit of time getting all these transferred over. And then I'm thinking of getting an interface set up and having a magnet of sorts put on there, because if we just continuously complete the quest over and over again, we will drop the chests and we don't have to insert them into here as much. But nonetheless, that will show all 3 of those, so we don't actually have 144k, 1.2 million, and 16k. But yeah, we'll use the 16k, plus there's probably a little bit left over, and then we'll take the other 3,000 and 6,000 over here, set this up, and then we'll get all our loot chests. I'll do that off camera, but then we will go through them all on camera, probably sped up unless we get something really, really impressive, and have a little look at it all at the end. Okay, so it didn't actually take all that long, which is quite nice, but we've got everything transferred over here. So 3,000, 6,000, 16,000. It should be. If there's more, then, you know, we'll just get whatever's left over. But from what I can see in here is 16,000. However, if I take out a stack, I think it still goes 16,000. So we'll have a few piles of neutrons / nuggets still there, but I think we should be good for the ingots at the very least. And the way I'm going to do this is I've got an interface and a advanced item collector. It probably didn't need to be an advanced one, but we made it anyway. And if we have a ratio, well, we need 16, 3, and 64. What we can do is we can get 16 of these, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, okay. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. That should give us one inventory space clear. And as soon as we complete, like, do this, that's going to do that. Also, we need to bring our volume back up. I forgot to do that. Actually, I might turn it off considering the amount of sound that's going to be. But we'll have to wait. I think it's like 20 seconds, something like that. I guess we can actually see in a second. 15 seconds. Okay, that's perfect. So then we can do detect that again, and that should go straight into here. So we can just keep this one item in our inventory and just constantly keep completing this. So I guess I'll see you in 1,000 chests time. It's going to be a very long time because it's what, at least 15,000 seconds plus whatever time it takes to actually complete the quest. So yeah, I'm gonna probably set up like an AHK script or something like this for this. That might be a plan. Let's see if it's gonna work. But I will see you when we have 1,000 of these, and then we're gonna unbox 1,000 of these, which is also gonna be an interesting, fun little time. So, in an interesting twist of events, I'm not sure how this is kind of working out at the moment. You can see I've got nothing that I can complete the quest with in my inventory. That's all in here. We've got 52 chests so far, so we're not even anywhere near to 1,000. However, if we look at the suspicious quest, for some reason, the quest requirement is missing. I click claim just to show that I haven't, put all the items in there. Let's just click claim, go in here, wait for the cooldown to go down. And as you saw, I've got nothing in my inventory. We'll have that. We'll have, nothing in here. And I can just constantly claim this reward. I'm not sure how to feel about this, because it could have been my fault. Or it might have just been like, it kind of gave up with me, because I set up an auto hotkey script so that, it clicks 4 to make sure I'm on the thing, it clicks right click, it'll click detect/submit, and then it'll click claim, and then escape, and then it'll wait roughly 16 seconds just to make sure, because I put it to 15 seconds and it didn't want to work too well, and that allows me to come back here, click done, click escape, whatever, and then click claim every 15 seconds or so. And yeah, it might have just accidentally gone too quickly, but I still had a bunch of items in my inventory. I just don't know how this is working out. But in theory, I could be just getting infinite of these loot chests at the moment, and I'm kind of, part of me wants to relog, but part of me is just like, free loot chests, man. Free chests. So, I don't know. What I can do is I still have enough for 1,000. So what we can do is I don't know how many of these, because I set up this script, I don't know how many of these are real/fake/ I bought them almost, or I didn't. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go refill my inventory up with this stuff, and I'm going to relog and see if it fixes it. And I'll do a quick thing to say if it's still happening or not. And then either way, what we'll do is we'll go to 1,000 nonetheless and see if it maybe fixes itself at some point or what. I relogged. Same thing. Not sure how to feel about this. Okay, so as I said, what I'll just do is go to 1,000 nonetheless. Really, that was just the point of this, and the items were obviously a means to an end. What that might do is, if it doesn't fix itself, part of me wants to get rid of the items, part of me doesn't. But I think if I've broken it, I think I'll keep the items. They'll just become more EMC anyway, so it's not really gonna do too much. But yeah, I'll just go back to 1,000. I shouldn't have to adapt the script too much. but yeah, it's weird. We're at 61 now. So, you know, maybe it'll fix itself, as I said, but for the moment, we will just carry on as we are with my little script running, and then we'll see how long it takes to actually get this, because it's going to take a while. As I said, it's like, you know, let's say we're waiting about 17 seconds per one. 1,000, that's going to be 17,000 seconds, isn't it? Something like that. So yeah, we're gonna be here a while, probably a few hours, possibly. I'm not sure how many seconds are there in an hour. Maybe it'll be like an hour or so, but either way, I'll see you when we get 1,000, or maybe over that. I'm aiming for 1,000, but if it just keeps going infinite, then we might accidentally go over a little bit, but it shouldn't be a huge deal. And with these 4 remaining loot chests, we will have 1,000 in total. And as you will be able to see, we have not lost any of the materials we had from the last clip that we did. So yeah, it's continued to be a sort of infinite loot chests for free. It also says it has a better chance of obtaining legendary rewards. So I guess we'll be able to see that properly from this. But yeah, I've been doing this for quite a long time, roughly around, or the last clip was finished roughly around 20 to 3 in the afternoon, and it is currently 10 past 7, so that is like 4 hours that we have spent doing this. Now, I've not been sat here at my computer for 4 hours, you know, right-clicking, doing that. Again, I did set up an AHK script for that, but, you know, it's been 4 hours where I can't really use my computer, which kind of sucks. But, you know, it's a nice little fun thing that we can do. So what I'm actually planning on doing is, I don't know if I've got one. I have quite a few, apparently. That's good. I want to set up a chest over here, and I want to throw actually everything in here so that we have a completely clear inventory. So we can still fly, that's fine. We've still got our armor, so we're not going to take any damage or hunger or anything like that. But basically, all I want to do is take these 1,000 loot chests, and actually, part of me wants to take these this stuff away, but we will know what we have and haven't got. But I want to take these 1,000 loot chests to have our inventory filled with them, and then basically, you know, just right-click. And assuming I understand how this works, we can do one of two things. We can either, as soon as our inventory gets filled, carry on opening them, and then they'll drop out like the chests did, or we'll just have to refill every so often, which shouldn't be too difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record it completely separately, and we'll do sort of maybe a little just time-lapse through it. If there's anything worth noting, I was about to punch this guy, but realized I don't have my sword. If there's anything worth noting, then we'll, you know, slow down on that bit, and I'll have a little bit of reaction or whatever required there. So let's just take this guy out. He's going to annoy me. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. And 1,000 loot chests. Here we are. I'm going to quickly throw these in the AE system over here so we don't have any clutter. And then at the end of this, we will see what 1,000 apparently better chance at getting legendaries loot chests get you. And I'm really, as I said, I don't know if I did mention it, I probably did, I really want some talismans of repairs, because in theory they might stack, and that would be really, really nice if they do. But let's see what we get. Enough dilly-dallying and chatting about random stuff. Let's get an inventory full of them. Oh yeah, we can, that's something I remember, you can, if you press space, and do that, we can fill our entire inventory with that. So I'm going to go a little bit far away. We'll actually go about here, and time to see what we get. And then our final one, let's throw everything back in here and we'll see our final loot chest opening. A night vision charm for a mystical agriculture helmet. It's an ultra rare. That's also a point. We'll look at those in a second. I noticed the lowest was a rare. There was no like common or anything like that, or uncommons. So that was quite nice. It seems that they definitely have a higher rarity amount, and it takes out those lower rarity ones. I was a little disappointed they still have the charms. They're not too useful, but we did get some quite good stuff. In fact, I think at one point we got 3 EP Elatries in a row, but let's have a look at what we got out of this. So excluding the top 5 things, which 3 of them are actually the same thing, we'll start from the bottom. So we got 12 zombie charms, and these are quite good for EMC even if we don't use them. Some growth crystals, some tier 1 growth crystals, 14 of those, 14 diamond furnaces. I was a little upset that electromagnets were in there, but I guess that's always nice to have. 14 of them, 15 gas charms, 16 lithium dust. I'm not really sure if there's much use for those outside of the philosopher's stone that I'd be interested in. Can make lithium, but I'm not sure what you can use lithium for, and some induction stuff for mechanism, not too useful. Some password shield for projectile protection 40. If we went completely unkillable, that might be quite useful. I think we had one at a point as well. Unbreakable and plus 60%, plus 60 knockback resistance. 18 night vision charms, some growth crystal tier 2s. They're quite nice for EMC. A lot of alchemical bags I've noticed. So for some reason we got one extra or one less orange alchemical bag. I'm not sure if it's stuck around here or something. Let's grab our magnet. Nope. Okay, for some reason we didn't get one extra. That's fine, we'll deal with that. Some flask of magnet skin, creeper charms, 20 alchemical bags of the black and lime variant, some wither resistance, some tier 3 chance pendants, which is quite nice. Not too many of those compared to the silk touch ones. Some mana lenses, you get 1 each of those, so that's fine. A lot of these Ender IO things, which actually might be really useful. Could have been useful a lot earlier, but they are probably useful in some regards now. And some blaze charms. So it looks like we may have lost some items along the way, because there's only 22 of these when there definitely should be the same amount as these. Not a huge deal though. Some awakened draconium cruxes, which is always nice to have, as well as I've noticed some nether star cruxes up there, so that's going to add to I think 42 we had spare. Some rods of sifting crust, which I'm not sure how many we already had, but we had quite a few. Some growth crystals, tier 3s, 26 of those for 11 million EMC. 27 repair talismans, so we can definitely test if those stack with each other. Should be quite good. Nice, interesting little thing I want to see. Some witherless roses. First time I've seen this item. Apparently, so you can enchant a rose with nether stars and it's protected from withering. But we're already protected from withering and anything, so not too useful once again, and no EMC value, so we can't exactly use it. It's not like it's the same as 4 nether stars plus rose bush or anything like that. Mining AoE, again, charms not too useful for us. Enderman charm, not too useful. Charms stop you being seen by the enemies, but you know, we're invincible. Now the star cruxes with the skeleton charms, those could be useful I find at the early game, because you know then you can kill them without them attacking you and withering and such. Some Xenon furnaces, 35 of them, so we got quite a lot of them. Some awakened draconium blocks there could be quite useful if we didn't already have an insane amount of draconium. 35 looting 40 EP Elatries, so I think we have 36, and then the unenchanted ones, so 37. 36 compressed nether star blocks, always nice EMC. 37 silk touch charm pendants, those could be useful if the one I already had worked. Doesn't seem to work for some reason. 54 of these, I guess I'm just going to throw those for EMC. They're not very useful compared to the emerald ones. Some resonant conversion kits could be useful if I think we have all the machines though, so not a huge deal. Some 64k ME storage components could be useful if we ever do anything like this again. Wyvern cores, that's just going to save me a bunch of time, as well as the draconic cores if I when I carry on with the draconic evolution stuff. It's just going to speed things up. A lot of lily pads of fertility just saves me crafting them at all. It's not quite nice. Some black lotus, actually they were quite disappointing to find a lot of, but I mean certainly because we got a mob farm full of them. Black lotus are always nice. Some florbs of jelly cryothium. I think jelly cryothium is something I've been wanting to use a little while. I can't remember exactly what for. I wonder if I can find it in here. and see if I can remember from its recipes. Gelicryothium looks like here. I think it was for the snowball stuff. There was something I definitely wanted to use gelicryothium, or it might have been the cryothium dust. Ah, that was it. I remember now. The cryothium dust was for the signal upgrades, and I guess something else must have been. Either way, not too useful to us now, but I guess florbs are always interesting to have. Cryo-stabilized flux ducts, they're great, and I've never had to craft one, but they look like they're actually fairly easy to craft. Oh, gelicryothium, perfect. We would need those. Man of Steel, that actually even more so. I think that's probably one of the more disappointing things. 640 creative modifiers. I'm actually really tempted to use like 640 of these, plus whatever we have currently in our AE system, because I think we already have some. Creative 32, so add that on top. That would be really nice to see if we can just get our pickaxe to have like an insane amount of looting, or such an insane redstone, you know, speed level, or something like that. But I might make a separate pick just for that, so I don't mess up my one. And that's it then, obviously ignoring these 5 up here. So for the most part, the most interesting things I'd say out of this were 35 VP electries, the repair talismans, which we really wanted, some EMC from this sort of stuff. And other than that, it was actually not too amazing, I wouldn't say. I mean, I wasn't expecting much, since most of this stuff I've already seen come out of here. It's just interesting. It's really cool to see like 35 EPL entries altogether. But I do definitely want to take the talismans. In fact, I think that's exactly enough for our inventory full, plus the one we have currently. Okay, no, so it's only 3 stacks. So what we can actually do then, I think we should be able to... minus the 1 angelic feather. That sucks, right? So I'm going to leave the dislocator for the moment. In fact, actually, I'm going to put the angelic feather here for the moment so we can actually have the dislocator. I want to go to my alchemical chest up here, which I also need to get rid of. I need to pick... I need to put a sign there that I can't remember what the sign... I think it was like 89 seeds. Let's just do that. We're going to destroy that and take it down to this area. So I'm going to take the dislocator off, the advanced dislocator, and then there we are. So we're going to put 27, should be, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, 26, because that's 2 rows. That actually works perfectly fine. And then we'll put everything back where it should be, like that, and then angelic feather. Apparently we have a spare one in our AE system. So this place is full of random armors that we don't want. In fact, I'm actually just going to quickly throw this in. I've currently got bows and now enchanting books, or enchanted books, because if I use a fuzzy card, it will just count as all of them. It will ignore whatever it is, like MBT data and stuff like that. We don't really have to worry. Yeah, match any and stuff. So we can just kind of have all the durabilities, all the books go, because they are taking up quite a lot of space. So what I want to do is I want to get... capacitors also can go. Capacitors are also a big type waste, because each one is individual, none of them stack. I want to take something that we need a lot of. Well, we don't need anything, but it's interesting always to get EMC. So I'm actually going to go for golden and do that. And I want to go for golden boots. And I want to just take the bottom amount and fill this with it and see if these effects stack. Okay, they definitely do stack. That will be quite good. So now, instead of this, we can just have some sort of export, I guess. If I get an export bus, acceleration card, and then we get a fuzzy card, we should be able to make one of those fairly easily. If I don't have the processor, we can just auto-craft it, which is always nice now. It's going to take a second because it's not the fastest in the world, but we should be fine. So fuzzy card, and then export bus into here. We should be able to do that. And with that setup, we can go for like golden boots. And then we'll have a bunch of golden boots going to here that are just gonna do that super fast. Now, if I set up an advanced item filter, I should be able to, on a on an Ender.io thing, I should be able to basically just auto take out anything that's fully repaired is the sort of deal. But yeah, every second they're going to be going up 26 durability, which is pretty insane when, especially on these high value, low durability items like the golden stuff. So if we can get this stuff going back in super quickly. In fact, we can actually have an import bus most likely with a fuzzy card in it. So if I go for fuzzy card and then an import bus, and then I'm going to have to make some acceleration cards, which means I'm going to have to make some circuits or some processors. Let's make 2 because we're going to need that many. And when those 2 are crafted, so there'll be 4 of those. So we want an import bus and then a smart cable. And this is just sort of an addendum to our thing that we were doing, but I want to split damage at 99%. But I want, this is going to be, so I need my talismans back, which is going to be fun. Can I not? Okay, so that's not going to work the way I wanted it to. But nonetheless, you can sort of see how that worked. So I shouldn't have done that, should I? Yeah, you can see how it's going to work. We're just going to have stuff go in here, and it's going to act very weirdly when it goes to something like this. So I'm going to have to get rid of that for the moment. But we're going to take all these golden boots, and now I'm actually going to set it so the golden boots go into here, and then they're going to create a bunch of EMC for us, which is one way in which I've been making a whole ton of EMC. So yeah, I'm gonna sort that all in between episodes, but yeah, it's been an interesting thing getting 1,000 of these. Maybe I'll just continue to run that script maybe overnight or something and see if we can get some insane numbers like 10,000 or something like that maybe. Again, it took like 4.5 hours, I want to say, give or take, to actually get 1,000. So maybe if I run it overnight or something like that, we can get some insane numbers there whilst it's uninterrupted, unless it just suddenly stops working again. But yeah, I've got a lot of EMC spare now because of this stuff, and I've also in theory got a way to make my infinity pickaxe, or a infinity pickaxe, even better than it was before by having 640 extra modifiers on it and filling those up. So maybe we can get just an ultimate pick of some sort. And we still need to make World Breaker because that's got Fortune 10, and I'm not sure if I can go above Fortune 3 with a regular pickaxe. Plus this one has Silk Touch anyway. But nonetheless, I'm going to go sort all this stuff out down here and see if I can get a system set up properly for that. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.